Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid podcast. Welcome to another video. Guys, before we get started on today's Barcelona news roundup, guys, remember to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Everything's at Kool-Aid Podcast. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and on Twitter if you guys want to stay up to date and follow us and know everything about Barcelona. But guys, let's get started on our Barcelona news roundup for today. Breaking: Juventus are willing to offer Federico Chiesa to FC Barcelona in exchange for Franck Kessie. This is reported by Calcio Mercato, which at times is unreliable. They are a hit and miss news report in Italy, and so this has been reported. Just some more information on Federico Chiesa. Federico Chiesa has a tense relationship with Allegri, the Juventus coach. Barcelona like the player very much and have been following him for months, although they have doubts about the player's physical condition and he has a high salary. This is true because he's had a couple injuries, and we have to remember his latest injury was that believe he tore his ACL or something like that, where he was out for 8 to 9 months, which sucked because he's such a quality player. Just some more information on this report. Giontelli, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. This is Juventus director of football. These are some words. Chiesa and Vlahovic are non-transferable for us at the moment. Things can change, but we are focusing strongly on them. And so let's look at this report. One, can this report be true? Franck Kessie for Federico Chiesa. Number one, uh, Juventus, they value Chiesa highly, and unless a big offer comes, I don't see how they're going to be willing to sell Federico Chiesa, knowing that he has a higher market value than Kessie. Chiesa's transfer market value is around 40 million euros, and Frank Kessie is around 25 million euros. This is all things to transfer market. And so, why would Juventus be offering a player who's worth more than the one they're trying to buy? And we have to keep this in mind that just another aspect to this whole situation is that Juventus, they value Kessie very highly. They see them as their number one priority to reinforce that midfield. And so Juventus, they do want him. They do want Kessie a lot, and so this is why possibly Juventus can be offering Federico Chiesa, one of their main players. However, I at the same time I don't see it, because if the director of football says that they want to keep him and they want to build the squad around them, why would they sell? Unless they value Kessie a lot, even though they have a priority in the midfield. But guys, I want to know your guys' thoughts on this Frank Kessie Chiesa swap deal. Would you guys be in favor of this? Chiesa is a winger who can play, a left winger specifically, who can play as a secondary striker. And he's a player I actually like a lot. I would like to see him at Barcelona. He does fit Barcelona's system. And this is why I was so opposed to Joao Felix yesterday, because Joao Felix, as talented of a player he is, number one, I don't think he's consistent enough. And secondly, his position doesn't exist in football, that number 10 position. Federico Chiesa's position does exist, especially in Xavi's system. However, one thing I would like to mention is that if we do bring in a left winger, how would this affect Alejandro Balde and Abde? Because Balde, he likes to overlap. We would be clogging that left hand side, because Xavi does like to play with that the inverted fullback, and Kunde is the one who isn't bombing up in the right wing. It's Balde bombing up on the left wing, and so how would that work with Chiesa? Basically stifle Balde's offensive ability. And secondly, if Chiesa does come to Barcelona, would Avde have the same minutes? What would happen with Hassan Fati? This is some very good things to think about. Would Barcelona be looking to loan or sell Abde, which I wouldn't think is the right move, and would they be selling Ansu Fati and possibly sending him on a loan? I think the most viable option is to sell. No, actually, send on loan Ansu Fati, keep Abde, and if Federico Chiesa comes in, have him play in that left wing role. But guys, I want to know your guys' opinions on this whole swap deal. Would you guys be in favor of it? Would you guys not want to see him at Barcelona? But lastly, guys, I wanted to be talking about Josep Bartomeu, this absolute fraud, and the worst thing that has happened to Barcelona The Mossos de Escuadra, the Spanish police, the Catalan police specifically, conclude that Bartomeu diverted money for personal purpose. He used a Barca contract with a company that generated 152,000 euros. 80% of this income went to journalists or businessmen on Bartomeu orders. And guys, we have to remember how Bartomeu, he used to pay journalists and everything to speak poorly about Barcelona players such as Messi, Piqué, or a ton of other players. Which is, I can't believe this actually happened. A president of your club bashing your own players, just it's absolutely ridiculous. And some more information on this Bartomeu news. Catalan police have accused Bartomeu of misusing FC Barcelona funds for his personal affairs. The former president considers that they do not have enough concrete evidence and will defend himself in court. Obviously, innocent until proven guilty. We want to follow the letter of the law. However, knowing Bartomeu's track record, this is most likely something that he has done, and honestly, I don't want him to see the light of day just because of the amount of damage that he's done to the club, just from misusing Barcelona, poor transfers, just absolutely destroying what Barcelona has built over the past decades. Just it's absolutely heinous, and hopefully we do see him behind bars. However, um, this is only if he is guilty of the accusations, because innocent until proven guilty. But guys, I want to know your guys' opinions on the topics that we have discussed today. What do you guys make of the Franck Kessie and Chiesa swap deal? And lastly, what do you guys make of Bartomeu misusing Barcelona funds for his own personal affairs? I just wanted to give you guys that quick piece of news, guys. As if you guys enjoyed the video, like the video, helps out the channel a ton. And guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all Barcelona news. And lastly, guys, comment down below your thoughts on what we discussed on today's video. But that was it for tonight's video.